Welcome to Edinburgh Napier University MBA webinar. My name is Helen Spiropoulos. I'm the Admissions Manager at Stafford Global. Joining me this evening all the way from the UK is Dr. Ciaran. Hello to you, Dr. Ciaran.
Hi, Helen. Thanks for having me here this evening for you guys.
Good, thank you. And I can see we do have quite a few people joining us far afield as Canada, actually. And we also have from Africa and the Middle East. So welcome this evening. How are we going to conduct the webinar this evening? So I'm just briefly going to introduce you to Stafford. I'm then going to hand you over to Dr. Ciaran, who's going to chat about the MBA program. And at the end of the presentation, Dr. Ciaran unfortunately has to leave us. He has another very important meeting to attend, so I will be able to answer any of your questions. Okay, over to you, Dr. Ciaran. Let us just get a little brief background about Stafford. Stafford was established in 1993, and we are a resource centre for 6 UK universities, one of which is Edinburgh Napier University. Now, our function here is actually to assist students throughout the application process. So the mere fact that you're here with us this evening means that you have been in touch with one of our experienced academic consultants. We do offer a variety of programs ranging from certificates, diplomas, bachelors, masters, right around till doctorate. So we really do have all the programs for your personal and professional needs. And we also do have some administrative support once students do start on some of the programs. Okay, so I'm now going to hand you over to Dr. Ciaran, and I shall join you again towards the end of the presentation. Over to you.
Hey, thanks, Helen, and thank you everyone for tuning in to listen to our discussion of the Global Online MBA. My name is Dr. Ciaran Mcfadden-Young, and I'm the program leader in Edinburgh Napier for the MBA Online and all the different specialisms that we'll talk about today as well. So we have over, I think our last figure count was around over 1,000 students on the Global Online MBA, so a very popular program. And obviously Helen will be delighted to take any questions at the end. Unfortunately, as she says, I have to leave at the end of the presentation. Quickly, just a brief kind of overview of Edinburgh and Edinburgh Napier. So Edinburgh has been voted the best UK city for the past 3 years, home to more IT and finance startups than any other UK city than London. And it's also home to the Arts Festival. So you might have heard of the International Edinburgh Festival and also the Edinburgh Fringe Festival as well. So really popular festivals. I lived in Edinburgh, quite in the centre of Edinburgh for 2 years, and really it was hard to actually go to work because of the amount of people that were there. It was shoulder to shoulder on the streets of Edinburgh. Really popular festival, and I would encourage any of you, if you get the chance, to come over for the festival just to really check it out. But what that means for you guys as students is that, well, we have more tech startups, more finance startups than any other UK city other than London, and we have these huge festivals. So for anyone who's interested in, for example, events management or hospitality management, you have people there, the lecturers and the tutors who have had experience, practical experience working at these events, who know about these events, who might be doing research or practice projects with these event managers and organizers as well. So there's a lot of inbuilt practical experience coming from Edinburgh and in Edinburgh Napier. We have over 19,000 students from more than 130 countries. We're a global university. We have 13,500 of those approximately are studying on campus in Edinburgh, but the rest of them, so the other third basically, are studying at partner universities worldwide and online. So myself, I've taught in Singapore and Hong Kong at our global partners there, as well as online teaching. And obviously everybody has gone to some element of online teaching as well, but Edinburgh Napier really was the original people that did that, because we have online teaching for our global MBA students and other programs for those all around the world. In terms of views on Edinburgh Napier itself and their rankings, things like that, well, there's a couple of accolades that we have collected over the years. We're a #1 million plus modern university for business management. We're a top 5 UK modern university for accounting and finance, a top 10 UK modern university for marketing. So no matter what specialism you are, business management, the general MBA route, the accounting and finance route, or the marketing route, we have those accolades. We're a top ranked Scottish modern university in the Times and Sunday Times Good University Guides. And we're a top 10 modern university for business in the Guardian Guide. In our national student survey, so those were the university guides from the newspapers and magazines. From the students, though, in our national student survey in 2019, which is the last time it was completed because of the pandemic, the HRM subject group received 100% student satisfaction, and that actually placed us #1 in the UK out of all institutions in the UK that offer human resource management. So if you're looking at the HRM route as well, we do have that accolade too. We have 5 QS stars for teaching, employability, and internationalization. The employability award there is for the value add. So once you have graduated from your MBA with Napier, how employable you are, it's a good asset to have. And we have 5 QS stars for that. We have top 10 in the UK for graduate employability again, and we have HR Excellence and Research Award and the Business School in the NSS 2019 at overall 84% student satisfaction. So a good, healthy student satisfaction score there. So you can see, no matter what route you're taking, we do have those accolades and those rankings and results to back up the knowledge and practitioner experience we have here at Edinburgh Napier. So I want to talk to you about the MBA routes. So you will see, and you probably know already, that there's a number of different specialisms, a number of different routes that you can take when you're studying the Global Online MBA. So I'll talk first about the general route, and then from the general route, there's 6 common modules to the general route that you will study on all routes. And the 2 modules, so the 2 here in blue, Managing Innovation and Contemporary Issues in Strategic Management, those will be swapped out depending on your specialism. So I'll talk very briefly about these modules. So all the modules are 20 credits except for your project modules. Your project module and your research skills for managers is what makes it the entire MBA award. Management and organizational change is a core module common to all of the routes. And that's really about looking at organizational change, which is ironically a constant within all organizations. In the pandemic, we've seen huge organizational change, but even outside of the pandemic, there will always be some element of change within successful, thriving organizations. So moving into new services, departments, moving into building new products, things like that, moving into new markets. There's always going to be some element of change, but change makes people a little uneasy, a little wary, a little bit scared. So how do we, as managers and leaders, manage that change, lead that change? That's what that module is all about. Leading strategic decision making is kind of like a hybrid module. It's a hybrid between strategy, so you'll learn about strategy, but you'll also learn about leadership as well. Marketing and building high-performing organizations, another hybrid module, so it's the marketing aspect of that. How do you market a high-performing organization on a global stage? And how do you build that organization in the first place? So a bit of entrepreneurship there as well. Then we have the global business economics and finance. So we have both at the global level and the organizational level. We're looking at how economics impacts upon the organization and the finance within the organization, the financial and the bookkeeping aspects of the organization as well. So kind of not a hybrid module, but a little bit of organizational level and global level there. Then we have the 2 blue modules. As I said, these are compulsory modules only on the general MBA route. These modules you won't be doing if you are taking a different route, for example, the HRM route. So managing innovation then, looking at innovation, another core component to success within organizations is innovating the products and services and processes within organizations to make sure that the organization thrives. So how do we manage that? What are the key aspects, tips, tricks, processes within managing innovation? Contemporary issues in strategic management, again, looking at strategy, but looking at in terms of the contemporary issues going on right now. So this is one of these modules that's updated every couple of months to really reflect on what's going on in the world right now. So contemporary issues such as, for example, what does strategy look like within the pandemic will be a contemporary issue right now. Then you have the 2 last modules. So once you've completed all these modules, you can go on to the research skills for managers and the MBA project. So the MBA project is quite a big, not insignificant undertaking, where you will complete a project where you will collect primary data, or maybe use secondary data if it's available in your organization, about something that is relevant to organizational practice. So that could be something like leadership during a pandemic. I have a student who is looking at employee engagement when employees are working from home. So these are the types of projects that you'd be completing. However, if you haven't done a research project before, you might need a little bit of assistance in that. So we have the Research Skills for Managers core module as well. So before you complete the MBA project, you have to complete the Research Skills module. And I teach in this module, and this will give you an overview of quantitative research, so things like surveys. You probably have filled in surveys before. That's a form of quantitative research, where you're getting as many people to fill in the survey as possible. You also have qualitative research, which some of you, probably less a few of you, would have done. Qualitative research is things like interviews and focus groups, where the amount of people isn't that important. It's more about the depth of the data that you get. And so depending on what project you want to do, what topic you want to choose, there's going to be a particular method that's more suitable for that. So that's what you'll learn about in Research Skills for Managers, as well as things like research ethics and integrity as well. So then you complete the MBA project and you have 40 credits, and that will be your entire 180 credits. And at that point, that exit point will be an MBA. However, I mean, we want you to stay with us for the entirety of the MBA. However, we know that sometimes that's not possible. So there are other exit points as well. So if you complete one module or a couple of modules, individual modules actually carry an award. You can put that on your CV. If you complete 3 modules, so 3 of the modules, the blue ones and the top black ones, you get 60 credits, then you will have a postgraduate certificate. You can exit at that point with a postgraduate certificate. If you get 120 credits, so that's all the modules except for your research skills and your MBA project, then you would have a postgraduate diploma. So again, another highly coveted award that you can put on your CV. As I said, hopefully you'll stay with us for the entirety. You'll complete the project in the research skills module, and then you'll graduate with 180 credits and an MBA award. So going back to the routes, as I said, those 2 modules in blue there will be swapped out with other modules depending on what route you want to take. So let's look at those different routes. So instead of, for example, managing innovation and contemporary issues in strategic management, if you wanted to do, for example, the MBA in banking there, you wouldn't do that innovation and strategic management module. You would do a global finance module and a financial markets, institutions and banking module. If you wanted to do the MBA HRM, you would take contemporary HRM, so looking at the contemporary challenges and issues that HRM managers face right now, and then HRM in an international context, so looking at things like cross-cultural communication, looking at different standards, cultural relativism across different countries, and how culture plays an impact on HRM practices. As I said, we have an MBA Hospitality and Tourism Management, backed up by practitioners and academics who have worked hand in hand with event management staff within Edinburgh. So there you do contemporary issues in hospitality management and international business event management. So as you can see, drawing on some local expertise there. So depending on what route you want to take, you can choose these 2 modules to sub in for the other modules. So even if you take the MBA HRM, you will still be doing these 4 modules at the top: the management and organizational change, leading strategic decision making, marketing and building high performing organizations, and global business economics and finance. Then you can move on to the HRM modules. So hopefully that makes sense and that's clear. But as you can see, all these routes, all these specialized routes will really help you in your own individual career. So let's move on now to what it looks like to be part of the MBA community and the programs that we have. And in terms of how they're set up and the types of assessment that you might have. So the global online programs within Edinburgh Napier, they're 100% online, and they're what we call asynchronous. So synchronous learning is where the learners and the teacher is in the classroom. So, you know, the lecturer and the students will be in the same classroom or on the same online forum at the same time, so it's synchronized. But we, for the global online programs, have asynchronous learning. So that means the lecturer will upload the lecture materials and a recording of them delivering the lectures, and then you can watch that at as it says, flexibly study at a time, place, and pace that suits your personal and professional demands. So whatever you have going on in your life, apart from studies, so that could be caring responsibilities, a full-time career, things like that, or both, things like that, you can study at any time, any place, and pace that suits your own needs with that asynchronous learning. It's high quality materials that they will be uploading. It's engaging, interactive, and self-directed. And self-directed is the one thing I really want to take you to take from my presentation today. It's self-directed, it's at your own pace, your own time, and you're the key component of your success here. You will have that supportive environment, you'll have those engaging materials, but you will be really self-directing yourselves, which is really attractive, I think, for people who have full-time careers and or caring responsibilities. It's a truly international student experience. As I said, we have students from all over the world, just like we have on this presentation today. And we have 3 intakes per year in January, May, and September. So you can really join at a time that is suitable for your own career and personal needs. In terms of assessment, I know usually people have a lot of questions about assessment. So you'll be provided with both formative feedback and summative assessments. Formative feedback is constructive feedback, so it doesn't go towards your grade. It's constructive feedback that will be provided by your tutor to tell you where you've done well, where you might need a bit of improvement in terms of your essays or your reports. You also have those summative assessments. So summative assessments are ones that do count towards your grade. In terms of summative assessments, you'll have an end of unit progress test. That's 10 academic units with online questions at the end of each unit. And that's going to test your knowledge and understanding of the key concepts within each unit, and that counts as 10% of your final module mark. The other 90% then goes towards your end of module assessment. So the 90% of your final module mark is for your end of module assessment. That will look different depending on what the assessment is. So with some modules, you might have to do an essay, an academic essay. Other modules, for example, the finance and accounting ones, you might have to do more of a financial report. So it really depends on the type of assessment and module that it is. The assessments will be undertaken online and will be described in the approved module descriptors. If you have any queries about which modules you might take and you're worried about the assessments, you can actually look up the module descriptors on Edinburgh Napier's website as well to see what's going on there. And as part of the quality assurance process, module leaders, the people who are leading, the academics who are leading each of those modules, will sample a number of these summative assessments and portfolios just to check that the work submitted undertaken is that of the matriculated student. And really that's an anti-plagiarism check. So yeah, you should be really aware that plagiarism isn't accepted and it really counts badly towards your program. And if you're caught plagiarizing. So we do have those quality control checks in place to make sure that that doesn't happen, as well as dedicated software to pick up on that. So that's the assessments. In terms of our trimester and the module outlines, the academic year is divided into 3 trimesters, so not semesters, but trimesters of 13 weeks each. So for example, if you were to start in January next year, January 2022, for your first trimester, you would take 2 modules. So whichever modules you want, as long as they weren't the project module and your research skills modules, but those other modules, those 20 credit modules, you can take 2 of those. Then trimester 2, from May to August, you can take another 2. Trimester 3, September to December, another 2 modules. Trimester 4, your research skills, and trimester 5, then that's your 1 trimester dedicated to your MBA project. And you will probably need it because there is work there that is worth 2 modules worth 40 credits. In terms of each trimester then, so within each of those trimesters, you'll have in week 1, you'll be given access to the module materials on our virtual learning environment. So that's Moodle. Some of you might be familiar with it. You'll have your online inductions and you'll be able to discuss and get in touch with your tutors as well. In week 2, then you'll have your weeks 2 to 12, I should say. You'll have your module study, and that'll be your self-directed, self-paced modules that you will study, and you can attend some live academic sessions as well with your tutors, who will give you some feedback to any questions that you might have. So they're not tutorials or lectures that you have to go to. They're live academic sessions, basically allowing you to get in touch with an academic, with your tutor, who will answer any questions that you might have. In week 13 then, so the final week of the trimester, you'll have submission of your final assignment. Again, depending on what the module is, what the topic is, that will look different. It could be an essay or a report or a financial report, things like that. In terms of entry requirements and your fees, we accept an honours degree at 2.2 or above, plus 2 years relevant work experience. However, comparable alternative qualifications or professional qualifications and relevant work experience might also be considered. We have a selection of suitable candidates is at the discretion of the head of MBA programs. If you have any questions about whether your qualifications or your work experience is relevant, is acceptable for the Mba Global Online, then just please get in touch with your Stafford Global personal consultant. The alternative to the MBA for those who don't have any relevant work experience, for example, if you're just coming out of university with a business degree, you can take the MSc in business management, so that's September and January starts. So again, there's a lot of overlap there. The MBA is more leadership and practice oriented and more with more practical experience needed. However, the MSc does cover some of the main topics. If your first language isn't in English, you have to provide evidence demonstrating that you can conduct yourself in English. For example, if you've done a previous degree in English or you have the results of IELTS or a similar English language test. If you have more information needed on the English requirements, just contact your Stafford Global consultant. The application deadline for our next intake is the 25th of August, so you have a good bit of time. But please do get in touch early because as I said, this is a very popular program. We have, I think, 1,056 students on it at the moment throughout all the different specialisms and routes. So it's a very popular program. Do get in touch as early as possible. And in terms of your fees, do get in contact with your Stafford Global personal consultant. So thank you very much. I hope that I hope that answered some of your questions. As Helen said, I do have to dash off to another important meeting, but if you do have any questions, Helen is going to stick around and answer any of those. So thank you very much for listening, and I'll see you all later.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Dr. Ciaran, and we'll see you soon. Thank you very much. Okay, everyone, I have managed to open up all the question sections, so please feel free to ask any questions that you have. I am going to go through these questions quite carefully because a lot of them are very similar, if not identical. Okay, so, we've got a lovely question from Calvin. Where are the graduations held, and is distance learning mentioned on the degree certificate? It's a very, very popular question. At the moment, graduations are held vertically. Well, I should say it's actually done as we're doing it now, basically. It's virtually done because of the COVID situation. However, we don't know in the future if the situation will stabilize, which means that you will be invited to the university to undertake the graduation at the campus. The important thing about the actual degree certificate is that it is not mentioned distance learning. Even though you are a distance learning student, you will be getting the exact same qualification as if you were a full-time student on the campus. Do get in touch with your academic consultant at Stafford. They will be able to send you a sample certificate of that as well. Okay, and a question from Ali. Can I complete this program in less time than stipulated? And what is the maximum time I have to complete the MBA? Okay, so this particular MBA can be completed between 21 and 33 months. If you do take 2 modules per trimester, it can be completed in a maximum of 21 months. If you do take 1 module per trimester, then you're looking at 33 months. And what is the maximum time period that you have to complete the MBA? The university does provide you at least 4 years to complete the program. Okay, and I have completed a postgraduate diploma from a university in Canada. Okay, that's great. And will the university provide me with credits? Okay, again, a very good question. Yes, the university will look at possible credits. So it's very, very important that when you want to apply for any credit exemptions, you need to submit the learning outcomes of the modules that you have completed. and ensure that you do send that through to your Stafford consultant so that we can actually ask the university for these credit exemptions. If you are going to look for credit exemptions, please try and send the application in as soon as possible. Credit exemptions does take quite a while. It does go to the program leader, and they need to map the modules that you have completed against the MBA modules of the program in order to make sure that the learning outcomes are met. So please do get in touch with your academic consultant to give you more guidance on that. Okay, are there any strict entry criteria for meeting the English requirement? Okay, also very, very popular question. Your academic consultant will also have a look at your degree certificate, will also be looking at your working experience, how many years, where you're currently working, and there are various ways that you can meet that English requirement. So again, your Stafford consultant will be able to give you quite a bit of guidance on that. Okay, and can I do 2 specializations at the same time? Okay, that's actually quite ambitious, but no, unfortunately 2 specializations cannot be taken. So for example, if you're doing an MBA in project management and you want to perhaps do an MBA in health management, you cannot actually do that at the same time. So please make sure that when you do choose to do an MBA, that you are choosing the right specialization. A further question from Hussein: if I decide to start a specific specialization and then change halfway, is that permissible? Okay, again, a good question. You would have to get in touch with the university, because what the university program leader will look and see is what modules have you completed on your current specialization, and then what can you pick up in order for you to complete another specialization that you would like to do. So yes, there is a possibility, but that is also at the discretion of the program leader. Okay, and how readily available are tutors to assist me with my studies? Okay, the tutors are available via your Moodle, which is the online study platform. It is available to you 24/7. However, the tutors are available UK days and times. Okay, so you can contact them through that Moodle. A lot of the tutors are also available via email. Please ensure that you obviously use your university email to communicate with the tutors. So yes, they can be readily available. Okay, and another question from Ali. Is it possible to study online and then transfer or continue my studies on campus? Okay, now unfortunately this is not permitted, and there are various reasons for this. One of the main reasons is the study pattern differs between an online student as well as a full-time student. So you'll be at different paces with your study. So unfortunately, students cannot transfer from an online to a full-time study on the campus. If I fail an assignment, do I get a critical review and then resubmit? Oh yes, absolutely, absolutely. The tutors are available for these type of reviews. Obviously, you can get in touch with your student support at the university as well as the tutors, and you do get a chance to also resubmit another assignment. Okay, graduation. If I cannot attend a graduation, will my degree certificate be posted to me? Yes, absolutely. The university does understand that a lot of students cannot travel for various reasons. So you can ask the university to post your degree certificate to you. Can I take one core and one optional module at the same time? Yes, that is possible, provided that the core and optional modules are offered in that particular trimester. Now, your administrative department at Stafford Global will be able to assist you with that once you start your program as well. Okay, and can I visit the campus? Okay, that's also a very good question. Yes, you can. If you do have the means to go to the campus, you're very welcome to go and visit your tutors. You can walk around the campus. They very much like to see students from across the globe. And yes, you will actually get a student card as well so that you can use it on the campus and be able to go to the library and other facilities. So yes, if you have that opportunity, you can go and visit the campus. Okay, is it advisable to do 2 modules at the onset of the program, or is it best to do 1 module and then progress? Okay, again, a very, very good question from Eleanor. We normally advise our students to only take the 1 module at the onset of the program, and that is also for you to understand how the program works and to see if you can actually dedicate the more than 30 hours required. On average, you're looking at about 15 to 20 hours per week if you're taking 1 module. If you're going to take 2 modules, you're looking at about 30 hours dedication to the program. So we do advise that you start off with 1, sort of get your feet with the program, understand what the program is about, and if you can manage 2 modules in your subsequent trimester, you're very welcome to pick up the 2 modules. Do get in touch with your academic consultant, and they'll be able to advise you as well. What is also quite important is to also look at your working environment as well. Will you be able to manage with your working environment, with your personal environment? And your academic consultant will be able to guide you with that as well. I do not have a degree, okay, and so therefore can I still apply for this program? Again, a very good question. Yes, for applicants that do not have a degree, you need to demonstrate at least 10 years managerial working experience. Again, your CV is very important, and your academic consultant will be able to look through that and can actually advise you accordingly. But yes, you can actually apply for the program based on those vast years of working experience. And my Stafford consultant has informed me that the induction is very important. What is covered during the induction? Again, a good question. Yes, the induction is very, very important. We do encourage the applicants to attend it. Basically, your tutors will be able to introduce themselves, and it's also an important time for you to be able to navigate your portal, understand how to upload assignments, also communicate with all the fellow students in your region or across the globe. So we really do encourage students to actually attend that induction. Are there any examinations in this MBA? No, there are no examinations, which is quite a positive for a lot of applicants. Not a lot of applicants enjoy doing examinations. So this particular MBA is all assignment based. Okay, and again, just a further question on the availability of tutors. Are they available on Fridays and Saturdays? Okay, well, Fridays, yes, they are available. That is a working day in the UK. Unfortunately, they will not be available on a Saturday and a Sunday, which is their weekend. However, as I said, you're very welcome to communicate with them through your Moodle or via email, and they will be able to respond to you. Okay, can I actually suspend my studies? Oh, yes, yes, there are possibilities for that. There may be circumstances beyond your control that you would require to pause your studies for a while, and you can get in touch with the student support department at the university, and they will be able to guide you as to how long you can suspend your studies or take a break in your studies. So yes, that is possible. Okay, can I ask, does Napier University assist the MBA graduates in employment and obviously placing people in a certain profession? Okay, very good question as well. The university does have a variety of sites that you're welcome to look through. There are some jobs that are available through these alumni sites. So you can actually look through that. Okay, unfortunately, the university itself will not be able to assist you in getting that particular job, but there are a variety of sites that you can have a look at. Okay, and accreditation. Okay, fantastic. Lovely question regarding accreditation. This MBA, remember, is accredited by the UK government. Very important that the university can actually confer degrees. So if Edinburgh Napier has been accredited by the UK government, you know that you're getting a fantastic degree from an accredited institution. At the moment, Edinburgh Napier is undergoing the Acsb Accreditation, which is one of the external accrediting bodies that do accredit MBAs or programs. The Acsb Accreditation is taking a little bit more time than normal, and that's unfortunately due to the COVID situation. One of the conditions is for this particular body to physically go and assess the campus as well as the facilities and any other documents that they're required to look at the university. And due to COVID, unfortunately, they cannot travel there. So the Acsb accreditation is basically in its final stages, just waiting for that particular visit to occur. Okay. So that's also a very important accreditation to have. After doing one specialization, I want to do another. Do I get to do all the credits, including the core one? Okay, I think we have mentioned already, unfortunately, you can't do two specializations at the same time. But do get in touch with your academic consultant, and we may be able to advise you on perhaps looking at a different program that you can do with Edinburgh Napier once you have completed your MBA. Okay, all right, and what is the pass mark if I have a late submission? Okay, in general, a pass mark for all MBAs is approximately 50%. However, the university does have its own grading system. And again, your student support will be able to advise you accordingly on that as well. Okay, fantastic. So I have managed to actually group all the questions together. If there are any other questions that you'd like to ask, please feel free to do so. But I think I've managed to actually group them all together. Okay, thank you very much for attending, everyone. And as Dr. Ciaran has said, it is a very, very, very popular program, and the applications are coming in quite fast and furiously. So please do send your application to us as soon as possible so we can send it to the university for their review and approval and get that very, very important unconditional offer for you. Please do get in touch with your academic consultant. They'll be able to assist you throughout the application process. And thank you for joining me again this evening for the webinar. And hope to see you on the program. Thank you very much, everyone, and a good evening to you all.